I'm Adam Chitwood from TheWrap here at our Sundance studio with the Deep Rising team. Welcome. If you guys could introduce yourself and let us know.
Let's say that again. Deep Rising team. Stop it.
Jason comes with a crowd everywhere he goes.
So I'm Matthew, the director of Deep Rising. Pleased to be here.
Sandor Musso, the scientist.
The narrator, Jason.
Thank you so much. I mean, describing this as a deep sea documentary doesn't really do justice to what it is. I was wondering if you guys could tell the viewers what this film is investigating and looking into.
Yeah, so it's basically a deep dive into the future of energy and the future of the planet. So, Deep Rising is all around like the quest to new metals to power the future of energy, basically the so-called Green Revolution. I started the film in 2018, and I learned about this polymetallic nodules that were sitting on the seafloor, where they are full of nickel and cobalt used to power our economies. And I started this long journey of understanding what that means in terms of the supply chain and all, and realizing that the seafloor was about to be opened up for a large-scale mining operation. So the film basically intertwined stories and voices, the voice of Sandor as a scientist and the voice of the miner, and all this incredible footage from the deep ocean that most of us never ever see. So it's an interesting journey.
How'd you go about capturing that footage? Because it really kind of illuminates what it is we're putting at risk here, what it is we're potentially losing.
So most of the footage comes from actually scientific expedition. They are sending those ROVs, those kind of robots with camera, to the deepest of the ocean. And most of the footage is captured for scientific purposes. So they actually get all the creatures and everything to do science. But I had access at some point to all that footage and realized that that has to be brought to the big screen. So it's like most of the footage never been seen.
Adam, have you had a chance to see it?
I have, yes.
It's pretty astonishing.
It's incredible.
The opening, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, even, the wonderful Avatar and seeing all these beautiful things, and obviously being Aquaman and, learning all different types of things and studying marine biology. I've never seen footage like that ever.
Are you sending James Wan pictures like, we could have created something like that?
You messed this up, Juan.
So Jason, how'd you get involved with the film?
I was lucky enough to be picked by this beautiful man to narrate it. Obviously, there's many bonuses to it to get it up on a platform. I have a lot of passion for the oceans, being Hawaiian, and obviously Aquaman, and just my concerns of activism, and I kind of felt like I put it out there in the universe, and 2 weeks later, this film showed up. I was aware of what was going on, but when I saw the film and when I was narrating, it was a pretty emotional experience. I'd have to say it's the most, this is the most impactful film I've ever done in my life. That should have the most traction, that should change our perspectives. It's a very powerful film. So, and really my first time I've only done one voiceover before, but this was it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Well, and what's really illuminating about it is we think of green energy as good, and this is showing that this mining for batteries for powering green energy could be potentially very, very harmful for the ocean. Was that something you knew going in? What did you learn in the making of this documentary that you didn't know at the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just starting to say green energy is good. So the film is not showing that we need to slow down the transition. I mean, we need to move away from fossil fuels. There's no question about it. But we need to move away from extraction. So what's happening now, we're actually moving away to another form of extraction we don't need to go. So there's solution here. We can build batteries based on aluminum and iron, which is widely available, and the technology absolutely exists. It is possible. We can use green hydrogen. I mean, there's a lot of solution out there that can be used, but they're not being used because the point of the film, and also my point of view, is the capital that is now sitting in the oil and gas, the transitioning to a new form of energy that has to be localized and controlled. So nickel and cobalt is convenience in a way because the big corporation can control the asset basically. I mean, it's quite straightforward, but I think that's what's happening.
What's the action that needs to be taken now? What do you hope the viewers take away from this film?
So there's few call to action. I mean, one very important one, and maybe I let Sandor talk about it because it's so elegant when he talk about it, is that the ocean belongs to all of us, and it's really showing also what the solution are. So for the last 2 years, actually, we've been putting in place like an impact campaign and a platform, a digital platform. Really, when the film got released and mass, to the masses, then we can really have a place where the viewer can go and learn more and make action.
Jason, you're Aquaman. Go. Tell me about it.
Well, the most important part here to understand is that we have mined on land for 300 years, right? One of the biggest environmental impact of a mine is in my country, Chile, and it's Chuquicamata. But the environmental fingerprint is only 15 square kilometers. Every single mine in the Clarion-Clipperton zone, which is the area between California and Hawaii, is 3,000 square kilometers each one, and there are 17 contractors there. So the question for a scientist is, do we need to keep doing science to prove there's going to be an impact on the sea? No, we don't. The common sense tells you there is not. The legal part of it, that all these minerals, all this life, all this biodiversity, which are beyond the national jurisdiction, that is called the area in the Convention of the Law of the Sea, belongs to you, belongs to me, and at the same to no one. That's the beauty, and that is the common interest of mankind. So everybody here in this room should be aware that they are screwing you up. They are taking your richness for the benefit of few people. So are we going to say yes to deep sea mining or no to deep sea mining? No to deep sea mining. And I can say that very loudly, and I'm the hardliner in this team. No to deep sea mining, ever. Thank you.
Wow.
What's the state of things now?
Well, here's an interesting fact that, it's a dream come true just to be able to sit and pick their minds and sit down and say, Andrew, I just met tonight. Obviously, I saw him in the film, but be able to, we were just talking about, which I want you to explain, just to give scope of what the mass is of this earth and what the surface and what the light touches occupies about 5% of what the mass is of this world. And just to understand that the mining that we've done on the surface, what it's done to our planet, can you imagine what it's going to do? I mean, this is the massive carbon sink of our whole, this is what our whole being comes from the ocean. Please let them tell.
Yeah, I think trying to understand deep sea life, it's just another realm. It's like an alien world. Most of the life on the planet we know is powered by the sun, all the way to the twilight zone, all the way where the photons start reaching into the water. And if you take the mass of all this life, it's only 5% of the planet's biomass. 95 is the deep ocean. 95% of life, but the biomass of our planet lives in the deep ocean. So we know so little about it. Actually, we just don't really understand what's happening. So, while making this film, I'm not advocating for one line or the other. I just opening this Pandora box and say, like, this is a story that has to be shared to the most people, and that's why I'm so honored and pleased to be able to have such a powerful megaphone, because it's a very important story.
Stir up billions and billions of years of carbon and what's down there. Like, we have no idea what's you need to pause. You can't go down there and just take what is not theirs. And other countries just go rape and pillage again. It's like we've seen this model over and over and over again. So being able to see this film, it's wonderful that Sundance put it up. It is a beautiful, it's one of those films is the reason why we're here. It's for cinema, visually, storytelling, something that sits with you for weeks. You're sad about it when you're done watching it. You're pissed. You want to talk about it. You want to find solutions, and that's what we need in film. For this documentary. So I encourage. I don't know how you felt. That's the thing that's interesting. What we love is going like, how did you feel when you were done? Because it's upsetting, and you're like, how dare you, and the injustice of it all. But the truth of it is, it's your right as much as it's my right. That's my oxygen. That's what you're doing to our planet. You don't have the right to do that. Corporations don't have the right to have that. It's ours.
Well, especially when you go down there and you see this footage that these beings have been here for millions of years, and who are we to go and
pulls the carbon out of our planet? This is the regulator of everything. It's where we come from. So we're gonna go stir up shit that we don't even know anything about. It's crazy. It's crazy for batteries. But the thing is, China right now is making cars that are It's out of iron and aluminum, and there's just, we don't need to have it nickel and cobalt, and like it's just funny how we don't have to be like Tesla's. There's other solutions to it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to kick them in the nuts, but there's other solutions. There's other ways of going about it. We don't have to have the rarest of the rarest of the rarest. They want to hold that, but no, you don't get to. We should have, the people should have right over that. So it's important for people to watch this. So
Thank you for sharing. On a very different note, you have Aquaman 2 coming out this year. Speaking of deep sea creatures, I think the question at the foremost of people's minds is the drumming octopus coming back?
oh yeah, he'll be back, all right. But it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I mean, it's fantastic.
You're gonna love it. This moment I want you to remember
Okay.
that you asked me,
Yeah.
and it might be one of the funniest moments in the whole movie.
Well, how does the sequel compare to the first film? I know you worked on the treatment.
Yeah.
This is really kind of your baby.
It is. Well, it's a really journey with the brothers. I mean, Patrick Wilson is phenomenal, and we have there's just a lot of things that are going on in it. I mean, what I wanted to do is not have some alien force that's trying to attack us. It's not going to be something that's from an outer world. It's all about what we're doing to our planet, and we're expediting what's going to happen when you melt the caps, and we're going to see it's our future. You're seeing it happen right now. So, I felt getting too preachy.
Well, theoretically, if you had shot some scenes with Michael Keaton as Batman, what might that experience have been like for you?
Well, I shot him with a couple different Batmans, but you just don't know what's going on, and we'll see what the end product is.
You feeling good after your conversation with James Gunn and Peter Safran?
Really fucking good. Aquaman's not going anywhere, so it's all right. Everything's gonna be good. We're still here, and then I might be dipping into some other things too.
That plus the drumming octopus is back. Great news.
You know what, Adam? So.
Thank you all so much. The film is called Deep Rising. Please check it out.